The experience for that year was so meaningful to me, and the people I met and the people I worked with, the people who lived and died with me, deserved a book.
It was almost 5 years ago, but Kelvin White is still deeply affected by his experience in Central Asia. The Salmon Arm author hopes his book, Letters from the Land of Fear, will shed light on what's happening in that part of the world.
The book covers my work with patients who are struggling with multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. And it's an extremely deadly disease that attacks the lungs. And because it's multi-drug resistant, the normal drugs for TB don't work.
White was part of a Doctors Without Borders team working alongside patients in Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. It was their job to help the patients stay on the drugs.
These drugs, unfortunately, sound great, they can help you to live, but in actual fact, they give you terrible side effects, and ultimately they may not work. We tend not to tell the patients that they may not work because otherwise they might not go on the treatment.
The treatment is a mixture of 20 pills a day and an injection for 2 years.
And if you don't, the chances are the disease will come back and become more drug resistant. And if you don't go on the treatment, the chances are you'll infect other people. So there's an epidemic there.
An epidemic that many people in the West aren't even aware of.
There are lots of books written about the more I guess the significant, the more horrific tragedies like in Rwanda, Sierra Leone, and Ebola even. But the quiet killer of multi-drug resistant tuberculosis in a place on the other side of the planet, that's just literally not on the radar. And so those people kind of die in anonymity.
White also writes about his own fears in traveling to a land he knew nothing about.
Hopefully it's in some way the reader can identify with me being from here in this part of the world, jumping out into space, not knowing whether it's going to be useful, whether I'll fall flat in my face, or what'll happen, or even maybe I'll get the disease, because it's very contagious.
Despite the risks, White hopes to continue his humanitarian work in other parts of the world. For Go Okanagan, I'm Jamie Ross.